Welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast.
And here's a sneak peek of what you'll find in this episode.
Okay, I'll create a reminder for tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay, I'll create a reminder for every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Okay, I'll create a reminder for on August 1st of every year at 9 a.m.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. I'm your host, David Ward, and it's good to have you returning listeners and new listeners who are tying in today. It's good to have you as well. Now, this week we're going to be dealing with an interesting topic from our treasure chest of older items and topics that I haven't brought up in a long time, and that is a powerful, very remedial but very powerful feature that's been added to over the years called reminders. So reminders can stand independently of calendar, which also can remind you of items, which is very powerful because in the early days you couldn't even do that. I don't know if you knew that. The reminder, you could have a calendar item and it wouldn't jingle or nothing at you. Only in recent years can you do that. Also very distinct from alarms, which are predominantly audio cue based. So there would be a jingle, or you could say, wake me up to a fire alarm or something. You could have different types of sound effects, but reminders are distinct in that they can actually tell you what they are for. So they'll do their jingle and then they'll say, hey, reminder, you need to take the trash out, or whatever the case may be. Now, the versatility of them may not be obvious, but there is a lot of different ways you can configure reminders. It could be an annual reminder, a weekly reminder, once a month reminder to pay this bill or do that. It could be a continuous, like almost follow-up reminder that's going to continue to nag you through the day. And so there's a lot of really powerful features connected with reminders. And so we're going to play an Omnibus episode from season, I don't know what season this was, but it was like it was episode 306. So we're going to go back and play an Omnibus where I glued a bunch of reminder concepts together into one episode. And I've been thinking, because of this, I never did an omnibus of alarms, which has also slowly grown over time, its feature set. So I might create that as a new item for us too as well, because alarms are just super, super powerful. But anyway, that is what we're going to be dealing with today, and so we're going to be rewinding to our archives and listening to that. For some of you who may were concerned about how I was feeling lately, because I had this little cough and scratch in my throat lately, and it's not completely gone. I am getting treated for bronchitis by my doctor as of this week. I'm about 3 days into antibiotics, and I'm feeling fantastic and a lot better. So thank goodness, right? But anyway, without any further ado, we're going to transition into our main topic. I will say, for our new listeners who are listening, welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. We are your show that deals with everything related with voice assistants, and particularly the Amazon Echo line of devices. That is the A-Lady, A-L-E-X-A. We don't say her name usually here unless I give you a warning. We say A-Lady, but we also deal with the Google Nest devices and Gemini, and we play with other things like Siri and other AI voice assistants that have been creeping onto the market and just blowing the doors off of certain functionality. And so we try to keep pace with that and how that may push our A-Lady devices forward in the market and give us more versatility with those devices. Well, anyway, and we're a weekly show, and so that's 52 weeks a year, and we are in our 8th season, concluding our 8th season, and so it's good to have you all here with us. So we'll do a brief transition, and then we'll be right back with our main topic, dealing with reminders. Well, hello again, and welcome back to the show. As I mentioned, our core topic of our Omnibus episode today is going to be all about reminders. And if you thought you knew there was all to know about reminders, well, this episode is going to knock your socks off, because there is a lot going on here. Stuff that I didn't even know was in here. That was like, what? That's a setting? I'm like, really? Okay. So you're going to be surprised, I think. And it's just an amazing, amazing feature. I'd have to say, apart from asking for the time and playing music and podcast, reminders are a core feature that I've used forever. Long before there was even like a really semi-functional calendar feature, reminders have been around. It's a very powerful feature, and it's only continued to mature over time. Now, today we're going to break out our kind of our approach to this in two main facets. We're going to do verbal commands and demonstrations in just a second, and then we're going to later talk about how certain things really you can only, at least I can, there may be a verbal command for it, but I don't know what it is, in the app. So certain aspects or features and configurations that you'll only find in the app. Now, this will be a probably highly produced and edited show, so we may have some fast forwards there and some bleeps, and that's where we're kind of cutting in and out to kind of condense this content down as quickly and succinctly as possible. So with that in mind, we're going to get started right into demos. If you have an Amazon Echo in hearing distance of my voice, you may want to shut its ears off because we're about to rock and roll here. So just give you a second to do that. And you can always pause the podcast, come back to the podcast. You want to hear something again, say rewind 30 seconds or a minute. And that way, in case you miss something. Okay? All right, so let's delve right into this. We're going to talk about core basic reminders. We're going to talk about repeating reminders. We're going to talk about follow-up reminders, which are kind of a nuclear option. We're going to talk about location-based reminders. And then we're going to get into some nuances of these that I didn't even know existed. And we'll talk about reminder notifications as well. Hopefully we'll be able to cram that all in. After all, it's supposed to be an Omnibus episode, so it's supposed to have it all. Okay, let's start off with a basic reminder. Alexa, create a reminder.
What's the reminder for?
Ice cream party.
When should I remind you?
Tomorrow, 5 p.m.
Okay, I'll create a reminder for tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Now, that's a simple reminder. It's a one-off. It doesn't do anything. Just tomorrow, and the singular Echo device, it will go ding, ding, ice cream party. And we'll talk about how many times it dings and the nature of those dings in notifications. But you can tailor make it in many, many, many ways. But the other cool thing about reminders is they pretty much are self-wiping after they're done. Now, additionally, I can ask for what reminders are set tomorrow and get that read back to me. If I need to delete it, I can say delete the reminder ice cream party or something like that and basically delete it as well. Okay, so that is the primitive early day reminders, been around forever. Now, I said tomorrow, but I could have said Friday, I could have said Thursday, I could have said July the 25th, I could have given it a date. So very versatile in how I can do that. In the early days of alarms, you really didn't have that functionality, but reminders have almost always had that functionality, I do believe. Okay, repeating reminders. All right, so let's say it's trash pickup. Alexa, create a repeating reminder.
When do you want me to remind you?
Tuesdays.
What's the reminder for?
Trash pickup.
What time every Tuesday should I remind you?
8 a.m.
Okay, I'll create a reminder for every Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Okay, so the unique component of this is that it will go off every Tuesday. Super, super powerful. Now, you have some other lingo you can use other than actual days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You could say weekday, weekend, every day, so Monday, all the days. You can additionally set a time like the first of the month. And then it will go off every first of the month. I have a particular thing that I'm supposed to remind about paperwork I need to do every month that's like that. And I believe you can even set it. Let's try this. Alexa, create a repeating reminder.
When do you want me to remind you?
August 1st.
What's the reminder for?
Remember, it's going to be hot this August.
At what time should I remind you?
9 a.m.
Okay, I'll create a reminder for on August 1st of every year at 9 a.m.
Okay, now did you catch that? Now that reminder is just going to go off the 1st of August every year. So that might be great for anniversaries or something like that. So super, super cool. That one I think I might have known about that, but that one was kind of new. I think I kind of fell into that one today. Now, as I mentioned, inside the app, there's some additional components we'll talk about here later. We're moved now on to location-based reminders. Alexa, remind me when I get to work to call the boss.
I'm not sure who's speaking. What's your name?
David.
Okay, David, to finish setting this reminder, you'll need to go to the Alexa app on your phone and open reminders.
Okay. Now, that might have something to do with that. I need to have location services set on my app, because that's how it knows when I get back and forth to work is via the app, and I have to have permissions for GPS tracking and things like that. This feature has been around for a long time, too. Somewhat primitive, I believe, in that you could set your workplace and your home place. Although in most cases, that's probably what you want, so that when you either depart your house or you arrive at your house, or you depart work or you arrive at work, you get some sort of notice. Like you're departing work, oh, don't forget to pick up milk and cereal on the way home. Or you're departing the house, or you arrive at work, don't forget to submit that report to your boss this morning. So those kind of basic things. Now, in-app, you have additional configurations about that we'll talk about, and I did find some kind of flakiness in the way that it kind of kept sending me in feedback loops inside the app. But at its core, that is the way that feature is supposed to be utilized, and we'll mention some additional features in-app as well that I think are in there, but like I said, I was having some trouble with it today. All right, the last one we want to mention is called follow-up reminders. Now, this one's pretty awesome, and it's kind of the nuclear option. So let's give this a try. Alexa, create a follow-up reminder.
What's the reminder for?
Take that antibiotic medication.
When should I remind you?
Tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Okay, I'll create a reminder for tomorrow at 8 a.m. and follow up every hour until you tell me this is done.
Okay, so the follow-up command is interesting. So not only will it ding at that appointed time and tell you what it's for, take antibiotic medication, if I do not acknowledge it and explicitly say I've done it, A lady done, it completed, whatever, it will ding at me every hour until I acknowledge that it's done during that time frame, during that day. Now, there's an added feature to this that some may not be aware of, and that is it not only has an hourly function, it has a potential daily function. So you can take this command, and if you set it on a particular day, like the 1st of every month or the 1st of August, now you would want to blend that probably with the repeating command. So you would say, I'm going to create a follow-up repeating reminder. Not only will it go off, and I have one like this, it goes off the 1st of every month, but then subsequently it will go off every day at the same time. So like if I forget to file some sort of financial paperwork the 1st of August, it will ding the next day, the 2nd, at 9 a.m. Hey, did you submit your paperwork? And on the 3rd, it'll ding at 9 a.m. Did you submit your paperwork? Whatever, right? It'll continue to do that once again until I say that I'm done and completed. So really powerful, and you can blend these two, the follow-up and repeating. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but you would say create follow-up repeating reminder, and then basically follow the steps that it outlines. Okay, guys, that kind of wraps up our Omnibus episode. As I was listening to that, I do need to do some updates on that episode, especially in-app functionality that you don't get in any other verbal component. So there are some in-app features back way when I recorded this in episode 306 of in-app ways of configuring reminders, and I even went and looked in the app currently, and there are some new features in there that have been added since then. And so we may have to revisit these features of reminders and maybe even generate an entirely new Omnibus episode, and also features connected with notifications, the way you get notified about the reminders, how many times. It could even be sent a text message or a notification on your telephone. You're in the grocery store and you still get that reminder, so you're not missing it. So we may circle back to that with reminders and revisit that. But if you are not willing to wait, by all means, go into your A-Lady app, go to the More button and go to Reminders, and look at some of the features under adding a new reminder that you may not otherwise have verbally, and also under settings and notifications, some ways that you can configure reminders to notify you. But we'll probably circle back to that since it is a very powerful tool. And I had mentioned in the episode, but I'm going to mention it here again, I did have a student in years past. She was a precious little lady, had all these medications she had to take later in life, like 6 different times a day. And it was, probably like 20 different medications, but some of them had to be taken at 10 o'clock, some at 11 a.m., some at 2 in the afternoon, some at 3, some at 4. And it was a real toad strangler there. It was really crazy. But the reminders feature really rescued her to make those make sure that she took the right medications at the right time of the day, and it specifically told her, okay, it's time for this bottle of medication. And so that was just super wonderful for her. So these are a great tool that you can use, and like I said, it's a powerful, basic, but super, super useful tool. So we may revisit some of those added features inside the app that'll give you additional functionality. And for all I know, maybe you verbally can, with the new A-Lady Plus, invoke some of those special nuanced things too. So we'll all learn together. That's what we do on this show. Anyway, if you have thoughts or suggestions, you can reach out to me at ecotipspodcast at CertDoctor. That's CertDoctor.com. You can also find out back catalog episodes in our YouTube channel at certdoctor.com/YouTube, or you can just go to certdoctor.com and then tab down to the button that says Echo Tips YouTube channel, and you can pull those up right away. And there's even a button on there for giving Dave a tip, or buy Dave a coffee or something, or a cough drop in this case. But anyway, until next time, as always, concluding season number 8, we'd like to say thank you for listening.